In this demo, we're going to look at how to configure a host-based firewall. A firewall restricts the type of network communication that's allowed in and out of a device. Firewalls come in two types. The first is network-based, and the second is host-based or software-based. Network-based firewalls are installed within a router to control packet flow between networks. Host-based or software-based firewalls protect individual hosts and the traffic that reaches them. Let's take a look at the Windows firewall that's included with Windows 10. With Windows 10, there's a settings app that has replaced many of the settings that were found in the control panel where we would go to get to the Windows firewall. However, there are still tools and settings that are only in the control panel, but it's a little harder to find things in Windows 10. To get to the Windows firewall, we go to the control panel by clicking on Start, Windows System, Control Panel, System and Security. Here we have Windows Firewall. You can configure the Windows 10 firewall by the type of network you use. We can have domain, private, and guest or public networks. Domain networks are typically a workplace or school that has a domain. Private networks are typically your home or could also be your workplace, somewhere you trust the other users and devices. Public networks are networks at the airport or maybe at a cafe or hotel. When you connect to a network for the first time, Windows will ask what type of network you're connecting to. Based on what you choose, you'll get the settings that you configure here. To turn on the firewall for a specific network, we'll click on Turn Windows Firewall On or Off. Currently, the firewall is off for network locations, so let's go ahead and turn it on for the public network. We'll click Turn On Windows Firewall. We'll also select Block All Incoming Connections. If my computer were connected to the internet through a public network, such as a hotel network, I might choose to block all incoming connections. This doesn't prevent me from browsing the internet, it just blocks all connections that are initiated from a source other than my computer. For instance, when I browse the internet, I'll go to a website, and the communications back from that website will be allowed through this firewall, even with this option enabled. By blocking all incoming connections, I prevent any other device from viewing my computer and accessing it directly. So we'll go ahead and click OK. Another feature we want to look at is allowing an app or feature through the firewall. We have three types of networks listed: domain, private, and public. We also have the programs and features that are installed on this computer. Remote assistance and remote desktop are checked. They also have check marks for all three networks. The checkboxes indicate the traffic from this feature is allowed through the network. If this feature doesn't have a checkbox, then it'll be blocked by the firewall. If I want to actually change any of these settings, I need to come up here and select Change Settings. Then I can either check or uncheck boxes. If a program or feature is missing from this list, we can click Allow Another App and browse for specific programs installed on this computer. For instance, I have an FTP client installed, so I'll add it here. Now, this will be part of my list, and I can block FTP from public networks. We'll click OK and return back to our Windows Firewall setting. We've turned on the firewall for the public network. We also selected the option to block all connections, but that includes everything on the list of allowed programs. Not only did we turn the firewall on, we selected Block All Incoming Connections included in this list. We'll no longer have these features such as remote assistance and remote desktop. If you decide that you want those to go through the firewall, we'll need to go back to turn Windows Firewall on or off and deselect Block All Incoming Connections, including those in the list of allowed programs. That would allow remote desktop, remote assistance, and other programs to go through the firewall. All right, that's it for this demonstration. In this demo, we learned how to customize the Windows Firewall and how to turn it on and off.